with it. Here's New York Daily News, Daily Mail, you name it. Sorry about that. TSA apologizes for strip searching 2 grandmothers at JFK. Guys, type in for everybody watching or listening. TSA denies strip search of grandma. TSA denies strip search of grandma. And then we'll show them the next article months later. Oh, actually, we do strip search you routinely. I mean, they take your clothes off. See, it all starts with answer some questions. Take your jacket off, then your shoes, then your belt. Now I'm going to touch the outside. Now I'm going to go in your pants. Now I'm going to take you behind closed doors. And I told you years ago, now there's the headline, New York Daily News, TSA strip, deny Riles granny. The feds on Saturday flatly denied that an 85-year-old Long Island woman was strip searched at Kennedy Airport, sparking a fresh round of outrage from the already steaming mad granny, Lenore Zimmerman. But then a whole bunch of other women came out, hundreds of them, dozens and dozens in the news, but hundreds total, complained to Congress. And they went, oh, you know what? We are actually strip searching you, but it's for your safety. Again, here they are denying it last week. They were denying it a month before that. But now this week, TSA apologizes for strip searching 2 grandmothers at JFK. Wheelchair-bound Ruth Sherman, 89, was forced to show colostomy bag. And they actually ask you what they are, and a lot of times just pull them out of you. It's like, what is that? That's a colostomy bag. Well, what's a colostomy bag? Well, my intestines are diverted into that, and so that's where I defecate. What's defecation? Literally, that came out in the news. And, of course, urology bags, colostomy bags, they just rip them off and then reportedly laugh at you. And, of course, they had to settle a lawsuit in Texas. What was it, Midland, where the woman was reportedly very attractive, and they made her pull her shirt off. And then 3 men got around her and asked her for dates while giggling profusely. And, of course, this is what America is. And Americans will turn their daughters, their sons, their wives over to this because the average American likes it. They like it, and don't worry, you're going to get a lot more. Can you imagine once they fully bring this in and your son comes home and is a member of Homeland Security in his black uniform, he's 25, and starts interrogating his parents, because this happens in every authoritarian country, and making sure that they're loyal. And then if the parents argue with them about any issue, politics, life, the 25-year-old son looks at him and says, I wonder if you're loyal, and then gets off on the fear of their parents. Every nobody, control freak, bully, scumbag, piece of larcenous, verminous, viperous trash who couldn't get a job at McDonald's will be lording over you, strutting around on power trips. They already are. Bugging their eyes out at you, strutting around. Just a nation of pathetic, disenfranchised slaves with no future. That's what this country is. And it's all because good people decided, oh, America isn't about freedom. America isn't about liberty. The United States isn't about the people being the boss. No, it's about the government being the boss and tipping your hat, saluting anybody in a black uniform, and all of the curses that comes with it. And you see, when you live in so much denial that you think 51 million or more dead babies since Roe v. Wade, oh, those aren't humans. Shut up, Alex. Grow a womb before you even have a comment on that. You know what? See, in a society where people can make excuses for something like that, well, there's going to be excuses for radiation. They're saying DU is good for the troops. They didn't previously, but why not say it's good now? Radiation level goes up from that giant Chernobyl event in Fukushima, Japan. Just raise the level of radiation. Say it's safe. Cancer rates are between 2,000 and 3,000 percentage points higher than 50 years ago in the United States, depending on type of cancer. We lead the world in cancer, obesity, diabetes, neurological disorders. The wages of the New World Order and NAFTA and GATT and all of it is death. And see, we haven't even begun the descent You ever seen a theme park or a science lab version of a black hole? It's that big plastic black funnel or white funnel, and you put a quarter or a penny in it, and it starts rolling slowly around the outside, and then starts going towards the drain, and then goes super fast as it's going down the middle. We've only gone about an inch from the rim. We're not even that far down yet. But as we go around, it goes faster and faster and faster and faster, and 20, 30, 40, 50 million dead, black uniforms, war, buildings, whole cities on fire, mass death, bioweapons. Because that's what psycho demons release. That's what they create. That's their environment. That's what they like. That's what they've done. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of millions of people murdered by government in the last century alone. Giant bioweapon labs all across the world publicly producing airborne weaponized garbage that kills 90+% of those that come in contact with it. Stored in level 2 facilities everywhere, just waiting for it to be released. Zoological weapons, GMO, hundreds of species spliced together, injected into human embryos, monkey embryos, GMO dolphins released, every form of hellish bondage you can imagine, just systematic, preparing to be released. All of this is just getting in line. You know, they're trying to train the military and police to kill U.S. citizens and arrest us, and they always say, that's treasonous. I want to see the law. I've talked to the troops on air. I've been to the urban drills. I've videotaped them training for this. And most of them, on average about 80%, it's right about 79% technically, say they won't do it. So now they're coming to them and going, here's NDAA, here's the law, train for it. Every ROTC in the last 20 years I've studied, training to kill U.S. gun owners. They call them militias. Every urban warfare drill in major cities with the Boy Scouts training to rat out their mommy and daddy, and now it's in the New York Times. Every drill training to execute U.S. citizens. Every drill preparing for treason and corruption and out-of-control total evil. 100%. And now Jack Bauer torturing people's kids simulated on TV to get the answers on the terrorist. By the way, in that Ron Paul article, do we have the video posted in that? Because it's just a dead screen in here. That's what I was asking earlier. It says flashback, Ron Paul groped by TSA. That video is posted in that? Okay, great. Flashback, Ron Paul groped by TSA. This is about pulling up and being lined up, you and your family, and men putting their hands on your kids and your wife, and you not doing anything about it. So they can forcibly inoculate you. How do I know that? Because it's all in the Model States Health Emergency Powers Act, and it's in all the clergy response documents I got 3 years before it was leaked to the mainstream media. They've trained over 100,000 clergy, last documents we got, to go to FEMA camps, to take injections, and to let the state take your children. Your preacher in your town, in almost every case, is a FEMA minion getting a side paycheck from Homeland Security and is a traitorous, creepy, criminal devil up there looking at you as enemies, and he gets off on going and talking to the military and Homeland Security and FEMA about their flock and writing reports on people that come to get counseling from them. At big churches, most of the counselors are Homeland Security spies. Everywhere, just scum and filth and trash and traitors and infraguard. I mean, it's just unbelievable what we've turned into. A massive army of evil with chicken neck do-gooders serving them in giant armies of hell and devilish worship, absolutely hell-bent on delivering this country and the rest of the world into hell on earth. Man, I'm angry. Yeah! I told you again, you ever seen the thing where you throw the quarter into the black hole simulator and it starts real slow around the edge? And then as it goes around, faster and faster and faster, and we're about an inch down from the rim, and the quarter's starting to go quicker. And when it goes down, hell is released. Boom. Boom. Giant black op armies just lined up on battlefield lines who've been beta testing, tracking, studying humanity, shipping the drugs in, shipping the little kids out publicly, just setting it up, testing the military, testing the police, finding the operatives that'll follow the orders, lining up hell's army, lining it up, throngs of them, lining them up on the 50-yard line, right against us, looking right into our eyes. And I'm running around saying, ladies and gentlemen, red alert, get ready, warn everybody you can, it's hardcore, it's life and death. And then I've got to have all these idiots send me emails and see news articles, not just in mainstream news, but alternative, going, Jones goes a little too far. You think all these histrionics goes anywhere towards the reality that in congressional hearings, you can type it into YouTube, Rumsfeld grilled on child kidnapping, and they say, well, what about all these kids being grabbed by DynCorp and disappearing in sex slavery? And he says, well, Dr. Chu, what happened with that? Dr. Chu goes, well, that's just, they're allowed to under contract. They were put in a penalty box, for 1 year on those contracts, but no one will get in trouble. And then the Commerce people are like, so no one gets in trouble. And Rumsfeld said no. Just like the federal prosecutor, one of the top federal prosecutors, is going to declare the fifth in Fast and Furious. Nothing's going to happen to them. They're going to ship guns into Mexico and ship cocaine and heroin in. And they're going to have drug dealers pushing on your kids. And then your kids are going to get busted by the cops and go work in a private prison where they're going to be raped and contract hepatitis and HIV and tuberculosis. And then they're going to go work at the restaurant where you eat and cough it on your food and you're going to die from it. The tuberculosis. Hope you enjoy it. Just an example. Just factories of disease, factories of pain, factories of birth defects, factories of cancer, factories of curses and devilishness and implosion and obesity and demonic entities and just hell's gates open, just valleys of pus and evil pouring out the curses of the New World Order, the curses of abortion, the curses of serving evil, the curses of all the globalism, all their dark masters, all their dark generals, all their dark magicians, bringing forth hell, bringing forth judgment, bringing forth annihilation. Giant robot armies, giant drone armies, tens of thousands of drones, weaponized, face scanning, coming into U.S. cities, scanning you, murdering you and your family. GPS coordinates for your front door to fire hellfire missiles right up you. Giant brainwashed troop bases with inoculated guinea pigs snorting depleted uranium until hell opens. More murder, more death, more sickness, more filth, always pressing on the filthy, degenerate nerve of power. There are limitless ways. You see, I can see the evil. I've studied history. And I'm doing everything I can to get us as a society to wake up and repent. And if you're not a Christian, whatever, I'm talking about by repenting, admitting how lazy we've all been and how we've let ourselves put up with corruption and put up with tyranny. And my main job here is, as this tyranny comes in, and it's coming in, that enough people have been warned about who did it, who was behind it, why they did it, that then people will finally listen, we can do something about this. And I know I get dark, but reality's dark, folks. 51 million aborted babies is big. The globalist spreading disease worldwide on record. And the fact that it's fact and nobody gets in trouble for it.